This is the Blocker hardcover notebook. And just looking at it, you can tell it's a little bit smaller than an A5 or quite a bit smaller than an A5, being 4.72 inches by 6.5 inches. Now, this notebook's interesting. It's made in Portugal. 192 pages of 80 GSM something blocker paper. I can't pronounce it. GMUND, Gmund. It's acid free and pH neutral. Now, I purchased this at the same time that I purchased the other notebook that now is escaping my brain, the Mitsubishi Bank paper. So I purchased it at the same time because I figured, why not give a shot to this other product that they have? Now, the one I have is the dot grid. That was the word I was looking for, opposed to the blank, because if I remember correctly, at the moment I ordered, they didn't have the blank pages, which is still my preference. No big deal, because I can deal with it. I'll put an image up of what just the dot looks like. It's not intrusive at all. Now, when it comes to how this opens up, it really does feed into my enjoying using notebooks differently, especially because the top cover is almost like it's a separate thing. Really, you could completely flip this underneath and not have any issue if you're holding it in your hand in order to write. Now, all of the writing I did with really the same pen and ink because I wasn't recording it, so trying a different way of doing these types of reviews. I will say I had no issues when it came to bleeding or ghosting through on the next page, which is the reason you see me having written on the back. It's the only reason I write on the back. If I get a lot of ghosting or bleeding, I then don't do it. I find it very distracting. The fact that this was not any kind of an issue for this paper is great for me, and I'm very happy with it. Looking at its size, though, it still always was just a little too small for me. Now, the way the pages roll back over, because the side binding isn't attached to the cover itself. So when you roll that first page over or the fifth page over, you have a bit of a step down that you kind of feel. I put a notebook under that for a little bit till there was quite a few pages, about 25 pages into writing. And then it wasn't any kind of a problem. I didn't feel any kind of an issue just writing straight down on both pages. I did find its performance to be very nice. There is a slight texture to what you feel on the page, meaning it gives you a little bit more feedback in the nib. Now, if you enjoy feedback like I do, then you're not going to have a problem with this. However, if you want that glassy, smooth, this is not a coated paper, so it's not going to give you that glassy, smooth writing experience, but that's, again, no issue for me because I really do like having some feedback. Now, it's made with 12 signatures. The light gray dot, again, no problem. Taking a look, I don't remember if I said it's made in Portugal. So here's the description that they give, okay? And this was purchased from the Paper Mine. Purchased. So it's high opacity Gammon block paper for an enhanced writing experience with minimal ghosting. And I'm going to agree with that entirely. Flexible stitching, Swiss binding to maximum comfort and usability. And once I got those about 20 pages in, because of the way I was writing on it, I'll agree with it, but not for those first pages. For those first pages, I did, have a bit of a step up that was kind of there. Now, when it says it's a custom size, they only have the one size. I don't know if they do custom sizing. I suppose it's something you could ask about. A simple design that's distraction free. Yes, it is. I like that there's no real branding, just that little bit on the back. Now, the Blocker hardcover notebook features an exotic patented paper. Ooh, don't say. From specialist Bavarian paper mill Gmund, this uncoated high opacity paper allows for excellent fountain pen friendly performance. Yes, it is absolutely fountain pen friendly. I kind of do wish that I used more inks on it, just because it performed so very well with minimal ghosting and show through. And that is true. There's the slightest bit of ghosting but it's not something that distracts from the next page, which is the reason that I went ahead and wrote back there. Anything else really is a problem. Now, they did do a paper testing online where they wrote with a whole bunch of different pens. And of course, once you get to, certain things, you can get more. I'm never going to test something like a Sharpie. Why would I use a Sharpie on this paper? They didn't do it there. It's got 5mm light gray dot grid or the blank style pages. Is this a little bit pricier notebook? Yes, you're paying for premium quality currently at $27. I don't know, what it would be when you see this, but I really do see this as a high quality notebook. I wish it was made at full A5 size. Oh, although to be fair, really, I prefer A4 for notebooks. A5 is easy to come by. So I wish they went with a more standardized size. That's really the only criticism I could possibly give it. And that's not even really much of a criticism. So I hope you got something out of this. And if you decide this is something you want to take a look at, then please let them know where you heard about it. And thanks for watching.